Alex Gilbert. Yes, that's right. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go and we are doing Legion remix leveling. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. And I'm doing a new thing. I'm streaming on some more platforms. I'm gonna push my computer to the limit here. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, I'm on everything, dude. All under King Alex Gilbert. And we're just gonna see how far we can go, how much we could push this PC right here to its absolute boundaries, its absolute limits. So let's go. As you can see, Prophet Velen, we gotta help him out because look, we got these Raki's honor guards here. We're not in heroic world tier right now. It said recommended level 25. We are 22. We will be there. I really want to do heroic world tier because I heard it's absolutely amazing and it's a challenge, you know, so why wouldn't I want to do it, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing. We're just gonna go, we're gonna go beat them up basically. Let's go beat all these stupid idiots up, man. We'll show them what's what. Allergies though are kind of getting to me. We're just coming into the fall season where I live, and if you know, you know. Fall time, lots of these pollens and stupid stuff in the air, you know, it gets dispersed up into the air from the dying plants and stuff. And it sucks, man. It gets in my nose, my eyes, it gets itchy. And then pair that up with the coldness. I'm sure it happens to people that don't have allergies as well, right? When you go outside in the cold, you get shivery, you know what I mean? I mean, kind of stupid way to describe it, but you get shivery, and then when you get shivery, you start snotting. Is what it is, who knows? I can't really predict it, man. It's just, it is what it is, you know? So we're basically dealing with a double whammy here, you know? You got the allergies, and then you have the cold air messing with my snot. It sucks. But I'm getting allergy shots, trying to fix all that up, and hopefully we will. But until then, we'll just keep on keeping on, you know, streaming World of Warcraft and living on with it, you know what I mean? Sorry about that, by the way. I had to check to make sure I was streaming, you know. All this could be for nothing, you know, and that would be hilarious, but also would suck. So I want to make sure. Yes, I am streaming, so I want to make sure. Yep, there we go. You get to hear my magnificent voice twice. I know, it's a great thing. Also, 1 second, my webcam is my phone, and I just got a text message. I know it's kind of a silly thing to do, but we'll go check it real quick.
Soon it shall fall, and with it, the hopes of the Draenei. Your will be done, Master.
But yeah, to be honest with you guys, this is really just going to be a quick test stream. Because like I said, I'm pushing my computer limits. I want to see all these platforms I'm live on. And how much content I can make. And is it worth it, basically. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. And that's what we're going to do. So this stream, I honestly do not think it's going to be very long. But it's fine. You know, okay, you do. Also, quick cheat code, by the way. If you're about to die, right, with all these spell guards, just drag them right into the light thing, one-shots them, and you get credit. I know, right? Absolutely insane. Also, I need to check my shit. Text message again. Sorry. I'm so irresponsible, bro. Good night. Beautiful. Okay. But yeah, because basically, all right, this is how it works, right? I'm streaming to a studio, right? So I have OBS, right? I'm going to explain to you how I'm streaming to all these different platforms. Because remember when I said before, I could only stream to Twitch and YouTube, or else my computer would go into encoding overload in OBS. Well, obviously, all that's now changed because I'm streaming on Twitch, on Kick, on YouTube, on basically any platform you could think of that has a live streaming service. I think I'm on it. I haven't been checking precisely, right? I haven't been violently checking and refreshing every single web page, right? But I know for a fact I'm live on Twitch. I know for a fact I'm live on Kick. And I know I'm also live on YouTube. So basically, I'm taking an aggregate of all that by sending a stream, my stream, out to this cloud service, right? It's a cloud streaming service. They get my stream feed, they see me, they see World of Warcraft, they hear my audio, and then they disperse it to all of these other platforms. Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and all the other miscellaneous platforms that aren't really worth mentioning, you know, because you guys aren't going to know what that is. Well, eventually, you get crazy amount of views doing this, right? Because they count as a viewer, I think. I'm not entirely positive, but I think they count as a viewer. Maybe. So now it looks like I have 2 viewers. On everything, I'm streaming to YouTube directly. I will say that right here, right now. I'm streaming to YouTube directly because there is some added latency. So if you want to get the lowest latency performance and the best quality, then look up my YouTube channel. Anything else, then you can just check on my Twitch or my Kick. And I'm just going to test on how well this works. I'm going to go for about 30-ish minutes. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to see if it saved the VODs properly. And I want to see how the quality looks. Because now I'm streaming to everything on 720p, YouTube at 2K. And I'm just interested to see how many views it gets. Is there any watermarks that I need to know of? Is the quality looking fine? Is it jittering? Like, am I streaming to too many places at once? Just getting a rough feel for how this works. And it should be chill like that. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Man, huge upgrade. That's crazy. 62 to 84. That's insane. And then I could view that for this stuff. Also, 1 second, I got a text. I know, irresponsible, but I gotta check it. I'll be back. Okay. Boom. Okay. Well, yeah. Come on, bro. Alright, how's this look? No, not like that. There we go. I will say, oh my god, why'd I get another text, bro? Why'd I get another text? This is annoying. See, what's annoying is I don't have a stand for my phone. It's on my headphone stand. And you know, the slightest move knocks it all the way off. But when I'm trying to sit here and stream using my phone as a webcam, it just keeps falling over. And you know what? It becomes annoying. So now I gotta figure out how to fix it. Man, okay. 1 second. Boom. There we go. Alright, now we're back. We're back at it again. Now we can go over here. And now we just chill, right? We just chill, we level. And you know, like I said, that's why I'm cutting this stream kind of short, you know, a 30-minute stream, that's nothing, because it is a little scuffed. I want it to be not a test stream because I want to see if somebody comes in here and they say, "What up, Doc?" You know what I mean? If they talk to me and stuff like that, I need to make sure. But for the most part, basically, I need it to be like a test run with people that don't know it's a test, if that makes any sense. And I want to check off VODs. I want to check if it ends the streams properly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I need to check. There's a lot of stuff I need to see to make sure it works. And I just got to make sure that no bogus stuff is happening, basically. I don't want any bogus stuff, any stupid stuff to happen. I don't know. We'll see. Ugh. Got an itch, man. I will say, if you are watching this on the YouTube live stream saga, or you're watching this on Twitch or something a year later, 5 years later, I mean, I wouldn't say this is part of the saga. I wouldn't say that at all. It's very scuffed. I don't really have an internal script in my head. Like when I start a live stream right here, I'll give you some background on how King Alex Gilbert starts live streams. I'll give you a background on how King Alex Gilbert does live streams. Basically, when I start a live stream, I get an internal topic in my head. For example, my school schedule, my sociology/psychology online class, talking about horrific visions, talking about the game. I get something interesting in your mind. So what I do is I get something that I know is interesting, but very broad to talk about. In my example, like I said, my sociology class, my school schedule, stuff like that. It's broad enough to the point where I could talk about for hours. You know, I can go for at least 2 hours. But I can also not only go for 2 hours, but keep it entertaining and not just keep repeating myself because of how broad it is. And then I talk about said topic for about 2 hours. By that point, I hope, and I mean I hope, an active chatter joins the chat. Could be from Twitch, could be from YouTube, now it could be from Kick, or any other platform. Then we spark some conversation, some back and forth. Then they suggest a topic. I latch on to the topic because I'm like, wow, this is a broad enough topic. We chillin', we vibing. I know exactly what you're talking about. This is good. Once when they give that exact topic, I could talk about for a really long time until basically the end of stream. Then more chatters flood in. Rinse and repeat. You know, you get a bunch of practice too, because I used to do this every single night. I didn't now because I'm going back to school, right? But I used to do this every single day, every single night for 4 hours straight. Rinse and repeat. And you become, I wouldn't say a pro at it, right? Like, am I a pro at streaming? Obviously, look at my webcam position. No, I'm not. But I am getting a decent pro at yapping, you know? And it's important. Hey, mate, I love your stream and enjoy being part of your community. Would you mind adding me up on Discord? What? Discord? I don't really want to talk to people live, but welcome, Access Diamond. How are you doing this fine evening, sir? If you aren't a bot. I mean, that did kind of read like a bot. No offense, bro, if you aren't not a bot. But yeah, like that, you know, somebody comes in, even if they are a bot, not saying that this Twitch viewer is a bot, but somebody comes in and they bring up a topic, Discord, and then I start talking about it and thinking about it. I'm like, wow, okay, Discord, yada, yada, yada. Let's think about my mind. What are some things I can talk about Discord? Oh, for example, some of my first live streams was me in a Discord call with my friends, listening to my own rap music, just vibing. I got 4 concurrent viewers, 4 live concurrent viewers in that stream. It was 45 minutes long, and it's what started my entire career. Now, those 4 concurrent viewers were, I think, all from my friends. I don't think an organic viewer came in except Tatman. Tatman was an organic viewer. And I think he did subscribe. I'm not sure if he did or didn't subscribe, but he tuned in, and we had a great time. And I was like, wow, I'm out here and I can entertain people that I don't actually know IRL. This is amazing. I'm going to keep streaming. That was 4 months ago, I think, or maybe 3 months ago. That was 3 months ago. Now, you know, how did I not begin the assault? Oh my god, I've been doing this entire thing without beginning the assault. Dude, I actually suck. Bro, I actually suck at this game. How did I not start the assault, bro? Okay, now the yap's doing. Alright, while the assault's going on, which is a great time, right? Somebody texts me, and like I said, I'm sorry, my webcam happens to be my phone, so you're gonna take a look at the back of what you see behind me, I guess. Sorry about this, because somebody sent me a text. Fall back. Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom just reminded me to turn back the clock. Not this weekend, next weekend. But that is a good thing. Fall back, man. Fall back, turn back the clock next weekend, bro. There we go. No! Ah! Why does she keep texting me? No! Yeah, there we go. Alright, there we go. Perfect. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, guys. But anyway, there we go. Like I said, scuff stream, right? I really just am testing the new cloud streaming service I'm doing where, because I have YouTube directly. I will say I'm doing my stream locally 2 ways. I'm locally streaming to YouTube, and then I'm multi-streaming to this cloud service. The cloud service then multi-streams it to all the other services. This way, YouTube is the best quality I know for a fact. YouTube's my stronghold. I'm gonna grow my YouTube channel. But while I'm at it, might as well reap the awards, right? Like, why would you not reap the awards of streaming to all these other services? So yeah, technically Twitch and Kick are getting a subpar, lower quality sort of experience, but on your phone you can't really tell. Like, the only way you'd be able to tell is if you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, and then you know, like, a slightly longer delay. You know, I'm not saying it's like a super long delay, not even close. I'm not saying, oh my god, you can go to bed, wake up, and I'm still being delayed. You know what I mean? No, it's like probably additional 5 or 10 seconds. Nothing noticeable, especially if you have bad internet, then you're not going to know a difference. But yeah, just all interesting. And maybe the end game is, once when I check the VODs and stuff and check to make sure nothing's corrupt, the end game might honestly just be checking out all these channels and then just stream directly to the service so that I don't have to multi-stream to all these different platforms. I don't know. That could be the end game as well. Who knows? But I would love to just stream everywhere. The only reason why I haven't streamed everywhere until now is because my computer's not beast, right? You know, my computer by no means is it bad, right? By no means at all. Like, you know, I'm playing this game in 2K, I'm streaming to YouTube in 2K, and then I'm streaming to the cloud streaming service in 2K. Well, actually, no, 720p. Sorry about that. So by no means at all is it bad. But it's not good enough to stream to every single platform, because when OBS multi-streams, it takes a portion of your stream, duplicates it, and then sends it out to another platform. And then, you know, if you're multi-streaming 4 platforms, that's 4 streams. 4 streams you're streaming to. OBS has to create 4 streams on top of the game you're playing, on top of Windows 11 and any other programs that may be running. It gets to be a lot, and obviously, you know, my computer, right? It may be a beast, but it's not that big of a beast, man. It's not that big of a beast to the point where, wow, you know? When you gain an hour, have something like 28% decline in heart attacks, and when you lose an hour, it's something like 25% increase in heart attacks. Sorry, Joss Lace. I'm not really following what you're saying there, but also welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a great time, having a great night. Not really understanding what you're saying, if you'd like to elaborate on that. But I guess, you know, maybe it's a big metaphor in life, you know? When time flies, when you're having fun, it's kind of like having a heart attack, you know what I mean? You're sitting there, boom! It happens. Before you know it, 3 hours went by, you know? And when you're not thinking about it, like when you're thinking about time all the time, time goes by really slow, and it's slow and painful. Maybe that's the metaphor you're saying. Oh, daylight savings. Our mother text message. Oh, do you work in the hospital? ER says something like a 20. Wait, oh, okay, wait, no, sorry, man, I'm slow tonight. Okay, no, I finally understand what you're saying. Okay. Sorry. It's late at night for me. It's almost midnight. I just wanted to test a few things out on my stream. But yeah, okay, I finally understand what you're saying. Okay. Hey, what's up, Cash Gauge? Wait, so really? So when we fall back, there's a 25% increase in heart attacks. So that's a 3% increase. That's actually kind of interesting. Like, is that a backed statistic? Joslace6894? Like, is that confirmed over multiple sites? Because that is interesting. Because I wonder what's with the time change in heart attacks. Because 3% increase when you gain an hour is actually kind of crazy. I wonder what correlates that, you know? I wonder what causes that to happen. This is what's cool about streaming, you know? You get somebody to pop in and they give you some random fact that you never knew, but it's like actually kind of interesting. I have several family members that do, not myself. Random facts, I could look up the actual percentage, but it's near there. Yeah, I wonder, like, that's really, really interesting. Yeah, I would have never thought. I mean, you know, it makes sense, right? Kind of, because our body is kind of like, I guess, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, we're like a toaster thing, or toaster. An egg timer, there we go. We are kind of like an egg timer, right? You know, we're always ticking, you know, our heart's always beating, and all of our other circadian rhythm to go to bed and stuff. So maybe it messes with our circadian rhythm, and us as a human species and human animals should, you know, go to bed an hour later or something. I don't know, but that's really, it makes you wonder, I guess, why we should. I don't even know what I'm yapping about. I'm so late, bro. I'm so not used to staying up this late. Hold on. Let me get my bearings here. It makes you wonder why we should just always just prioritize not having heart attacks, you know? Why set back the clock, you know? When we could just keep the clock always being forward, always being back to prevent heart attacks. I feel like scientists should research that. Not a 24-hour stream, Gage. No. Not even close. I actually just started streaming. I've been streaming for, I think, 20 minutes. I'm testing out because I'm streaming on Kick, I'm streaming on Twitch, and I'm streaming on YouTube, and I'm streaming on like these other miscellaneous, extremely small platforms you never heard of. And what I'm trying to find out here is, one, if my computer can stream to all these platforms. Two, what's the latency like? For example, if you click on the stream, is it like 2 minutes of latency? Like I say something and it takes 2 minutes for it to actually go through. C, if my internet's actually good enough. And B, how good is this cloud streaming service? Because what I'm doing is I'm streaming to YouTube locally, and I'm also streaming to this cloud streaming service. And the cloud streaming service streams out my stream to all the other services like Twitch, Kick, and all these miscellaneous small streams. Oh, and I also want to see the quality degradation. 2 a.m.? Probably not. I don't know how long I'm going to go for. Probably till midnight or like a little bit before midnight. Basically, I don't know if you were on like 5 hours ago, but I was streaming on YouTube and Twitch on and off for like a minute. You know, I was doing like these minute tests because I was testing the cloud streaming service then, and I was just going for a minute, turning it off, checking the latency, checking stuff like that. And then I turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. And eventually I saw myself and I was like, okay, I think I got to the point where I can do a stream out of it. But let's see how a longer stream fares. You know, like an hour stream or like an hour and 30-minute stream or a 45-minute stream. Just make sure there's no problems. See how the VODs go on. See how the quality and everything else looks. So that's what I'm testing now. And it's great because we got people to show up. I was not expecting anybody to show up. So welcome, Gage. And welcome a random person, Joslace6894, bringing some massive facts. Like, that was actually insane. I'm gonna remember that too. It's gonna be, you know, on trivia night, you know, when I'm just walking up, and it's a nice starter to a conversation. Like, did you know that heart attacks happen at when you gain an hour? Like, more heart attacks happen when you gain an hour in the hospital and ER than when you lose an hour. Like, that's just a cool icebreaker topic, man. So yeah, I was expecting, especially people that don't know me in real life, because for example, Gage, you know me in real life, but I was expecting random people to come on, so that's always cool. That's what I like about streaming at night. I will say, Streaming at night's so much better because I think there's so much less competition, but obviously there's still people that are awake at night and they need something to watch. So, you know, they tune on the stream that appears in their homepage or in their search bar and they're like, you know, it's late at night, I want a nice chill stream. So they find me and then, you know, I'm just a chill guy and I'm talking about stuff and then they stay. It's great. There was a John Hobson study, a Michigan study, and a few others on a quick check. That's cool. That's cool. I wonder how you even start to study that, though. Like, I wonder who sat down, you know, what type of doctor, what type of professor sat down and is like, you know, I wonder if ERs get more heart attacks when they spring the clock forward or spring the clock back. I wonder, like, how does it even come up in your mind, you know? Like, who thinks about that? I'm someone who caught one of your shorts for running. I told you I follow your journey. I don't play WoW, but I figure I click yours. See, that's cool, too. That's cool, too. Because that's another thing, right? That I can captivate people that don't traditionally play WoW. Like, for example, if I just had a secondary channel, right? Like a World of Warcraft channel, and I start streaming, you would not show up. And then I would have never found you. That's what I like about making a digital diary, because what my YouTube channel is like, you know, a vlog, a digital diary. Yes, there's gaming content on there. Yes, there's running content on there. Yeah, there's IRL stories too, like story time videos. And I think there's a few other things, Twitch clips and stuff like that. But it's not centered around one niche, if that makes any sense, which means you get people from all different walks of life, I guess, technically, you know. You get the gamers, you get the IRL friends, you get people that want to tune in for the personality, because that's what I really want, right? That's what I think's cool, to have people watch you for your personality, not for your content. Now, obviously, I want people to watch me for my content as well. Like, you know, I want my content to be quality, but I don't just want people to watch me for the content. I want people to watch me for the soul that got put into the content, the face, the hard work, the dedication, because anybody can make a World of Warcraft story video, but nobody can make a King Alex Gilbert story video with his face on it and his voice and stuff like that. So that's always cool. That's always been the real end game, because this started off as a rap channel. I don't know if you guys seen my rap videos way back in the day, you know, Joe Slay 6894. I know you have, Gage, but like, I'm talking way back. But I guess technically Despair, right? Despair's my most recent rap, and that was 2 months ago. You know, most people say they're not good, but you know, it is what it is. It started off as a rap channel, and then eventually I was just like, you know, screw it. I need to post these videos. I need something to do. And then I just start posting shorts. Then I was like, you know, my face is out there, so now it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about some stories. Let's talk about some fun scenarios I had. So I did. And then I did IRL videos, and I was like, you know, I like World of Warcraft. And I remember why I started making World of Warcraft video. I sat down and I was like, oh my god, how do you automate portals in WoW Classic? Because I kept looking up. I looked this up for 5 hours straight. I was like, because I would get these mages, right? Because I leveled up to level 40 and I needed a riding mount and I needed gold. And the best way to make gold as a mage is to sell portals. And I would sit here spamming trade chat manually, want to sell portals, 1 gold each, want to sell portals, 1 gold each. Meanwhile, you get these mages that auto-invite everybody else. And I was like, how do you do that? So I searched that up in YouTube. All the videos I'm watching, it's either out of date, clickbait, or not even the right WoW expansion. Like, some of them were on TBC Classic. And I would watch these whole videos, right? I'm like, this one's gonna work. And I'm downloading all these different add-ons. None of them work. Well, eventually, I asked the mages directly, and one of the mages told me what to do. And I was like, thanks, bro. And I was like, man, I need a civic duty to help the internet culture, the internet people as general. So I made an how-to guide, how to automate portals in Classic WoW. My most popular video, 1.4 thousand views, I think. Or it might be 1.3 thousand views. Anyway, it's still growing. Every single day it gets like 20 views, some likes, some comments. You know, some people hate it because it's my first tutorial video ever. But most people are like, hey, this is amazing. You're helping me make gold, helping me make money. Thank you. At that point, I was like, man, I already got WoW content on here. Let's stream World of Warcraft, I think. Yeah, I was like, let's stream World of Warcraft. Because like I said before, I had 4 streams, or maybe it was 5 streams, but it was music making streams. And you know, people say my music's not that good, right? People have told me my music is meh. My music's bad. Because of that, I don't get that many views. But not just because of that. I can't really talk about anything because nothing's happening on the screen. So eventually, it gets a little boring, it gets a little repetitive. So instead, I start playing World of Warcraft. This massive game, I can run around, walk around, jump around, have a bunch of things to divert my energy to, have a bunch of things to talk about. And eventually, I just started doing it every single day. I got up to 94 live concurrent viewers. That was my peak of all time. Then I stopped, unfortunately, because school started back up. But I'm building a legacy. What I'm getting at here is I'm building a legacy of King Alex Gilbert. I'm going through phases of my life. You know, this YouTube channel is almost a year old. I made this YouTube channel in, I believe, January. It's almost a year old. Brown French fry, my first ever video. That's gonna be insane to look back on. And you know, 5 years on, I could be like, wow, this is my running progress. Wow, this is me making brown French fry. Look how much I progressed if I am still rapping. Or wow, look how much I changed physically, mentally. Man, I was thinking about this a month ago because my live streams, for the most part, I'm not really yapping about the game. I mean, sometimes I am. You know what I mean? Sometimes I am yapping about the game. Sometimes I'm not, though. And when I'm not yapping about the game, I'm yapping about my life. And you just get an inside scoop, an inside story of what I was thinking that day on, for example, what's today? The 25th of October, 2025. And you're like, wow, I really was thinking about this. Or wow, I was stressed out. Or wow, I was feeling great. And you could see my growth, and you could put all that data in and be like, wow, so this worked 5 years ago. Does this work now? And it's just cool aggregating all that. And you know, it's like riding a bike, you know, sometimes you fall down. Like, for example, is every single one of my streams great? Is every single one of my raps great? Is every single one of my videos great? No. But we're making progress, you know, each video I publish, each short I publish, everything I publish, each time I go out for a run. I'm always building myself to become a better person, to become a better video creator, a better content creator. And it's just a great journey. I'm going to lock in and research what I need for better streams. Good night. Hey, good night, man. Good luck on your stream career too, Gage. Have a wonderful night. But yeah, I will say, if I did not have IRL friends, right, who watched my streams, especially at the beginning when I was streaming to nobody, because I would get 4 concurrent viewers even when I was beginning my streams. 4 live concurrent viewers. Then I don't think I would have kept streaming. Because there was no coal to the flames. Because each viewer I get, you know, it's like putting coal on the fire. It burns hotter, it burns faster, it burns brighter. But it works the same exact opposite way. If I have 0 viewers, that's like dripping water on the fire. You know, not enough to put the fire out, but when the water just keeps dripping, right? Eventually you're like, and the fire goes out. Because the first couple of streams, man, actually the first stream's not that bad because you're hyped. Even if you have 0 viewers, you're hyped because you're like, okay, I'm not really expecting any viewers. I don't really care. But you know, the 5th stream, like I'd say after 5 streams, you start thinking, wow, is this worth it, you know? Because it is a marathon. It's YouTube content creation in general is a marathon for the most part. Maybe not short form content, but long form and live streaming is. And if you just keep getting 0 viewers, if nobody keeps showing up, it really does suck, you know? You start thinking, wow, does my content matter? Do I matter? Like, what I'm saying good? How do I know if I'm improving if I'm not getting any raw data? But when your IRL friends are here, or when anybody's in your stream, right? They don't even have to be your IRL friends. You can be like, wow, at least they're being entertained by it. At least they're understanding. At least you have a conversation point to talk about. You know. All of this was spontaneous, right? I never woke up, made my YouTube channel, and it was like, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna do it right now. All spontaneous, right? One day I was like, you know, let's see World of Warcraft streaming. How's it go? And I just loved it. I was having a great time. Tatman, for example, he was there since the beginning, listening to my rap music. You know, he's a harsh critic of my rap music, sometimes a little too harsh, but he would say, man, you actually have a decent talent for live streaming. This is entertaining. I like it. I wouldn't be here if I liked it. And he would stay for hours on end. He would stay for most of the stream, you know, 4-hour stream. He'd stay for like 3 hours and 30 minutes of it. And he is even one of my IRL friends. So I knew, man, I'm actually pretty good at this, to the point where I can entertain somebody for most of my stream who doesn't have any real ties to me. That's crazy. When I got to 94 live concurrent viewers, I could only do it. I only did it because people kept tuning into my stream. Regulars. People who tune in regularly is actually insane. Because you know, man, I'm just gonna keep entertaining these people. Like, these people not only watched my content once and liked it, they keep coming back for more. It just feels great. It's such a great thing to do, you know what I mean? It's fun. It's just all fun, I guess, you know? It's hard to put it into words. I would like to think if I was streaming to 0 viewers, right? Like, let's say none of my IRL friends showed up. I'd like to think I would still be streaming, right? Like, let's say it's my 30th stream and there's still 0 concurrent viewers, because I would do it because of the love of the game. I do it because I love it as a hobby. But I honestly don't know. I do not know. Because after a while, right, everything you start that's a hobby, you start because you like it, right? But you eventually want to show it to other people. And then if other people say, hey, this ain't it, dog. This ain't it, bro. It kind of messes with you psychologically. But the exact opposite happens as well. If people say, wow, I really F with this dog. Man, this is really good. It kind of gets you feeling more better than what doing drugs would do. Like, it gets you feeling higher than what cocaine could get you, if that makes any sense. You know, trying to get some good analogies in here. Can I do the Headless Horseman? No, you cannot do it as a Time Walker. That's sad. I need to do, actually, should I do the Headless Horseman? I'm doing Legion Remix right now. That's my stream title. I won't go to other things. Headless Horseman's up in World of Warcraft, though. But yeah, anyway. My main goal for live streaming is make it an interesting discussion. Have an interesting, maybe philosophical, maybe productive, maybe informational, but I just want to have an interesting perspective to the audience. You know what I mean? For people to understand and be like, wow, you know, this guy, he's spitting facts. Who knows? It's all interesting, you know? It all is. But I'd just like to thank you all for tuning in. I wanted to just do the scenario real quick, and Gage left. And it is a little late for me too. Like I said, I just wanted to sit down and see if this would work. You know what I mean? Sit down and test out this cloud streaming, multi-streaming thingy mabob. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you guys watch some more. Like, thank you, Joe/6894. I know it's a short stream, but you know, I'm a little tired. And I guess I'll just see you all in the next one. 2 concurrent viewers in like the first couple of minutes is actually kind of crazy though. Like, that's actually insane. Then go get that headless dude. You know, I could stream him real quick. You know, I guess, yeah, the stream's almost over. Should I stream him real quick? Here, let me go to my main character. I'll see how long it takes for me to get in queue. Because the Headless Horseman is pretty good and pretty cool guy to kill. We'll see what it looks like on this end. I'm kind of surprised I already have 2 concurrent viewers. I'm telling you, nighttime streaming's where it's at, not gonna lie. Ba 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 ba. Here it is, Headless Horseman. What's the average queue? Yeah, 5 minutes. That's another problem in nighttime. Group content sucks. Because, you know, when it's nighttime, nobody's on. When nobody's on, hard to get a group. Oh, man. But yeah. I will say Joss, or Joss, I don't really know how to say your name, sorry, Joss Lace 6894. I do stream, I try to stream every single weekend, so not this time though. I stream more in the morning, around 1 p.m.-ish. It's like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.-ish on the weekend in the morning, now I'm back in school. So if you ever are on during that time, I'm there. But anyway, peace out.